Welcome, family. I apologize if the lighting is bad. Really just wanted to come forth and speak to you guys, show up. Um, it's been a really productive rise in this one. I actually just came back from taking my dogs for a walk. They did so great. But they was so tired. Like, that was just, when I came back in the yard, I let both of them off the leash and they just ran straight to the back. I already made that. I fixed their water for them. I want you guys to see me. I fixed their water before I left to take them for a walk, and they just shoot straight to the back. But it's been a real productive rising. I haven't eaten, so I'm breaking my fast with 2 mangoes. And yeah, hope you guys are having a awesome day. Being productive, making use of your time, taking things slow, breathing throughout the day, being mindful of our thoughts, our energy, who's around you that's impacting your day, impacting your overall mood, bringing excitement, laughter. And if anybody disturbed your energy today, it's okay, you're still here. Just transmute that energy and sit with that and talk to God, talk to yourself, and just let it go. I feel like a lot of the times we can take a lot of things seriously, personally, and we're very sensitive at times, and a lot of things that are projected onto us have nothing to do with us. And so what's best is to just let it be, let it go, because it doesn't serve you. It don't serve you any fulfillment, any inspiration or joy or peace, contentment. These things that do our spirit a disservice. It essentially is brought to our attention for us to be aware of ourselves and aware of our values, aware of our worthiness, and not settling for anything that forces you to condense yourself and shrink to give forth the attention to serve a negative entity. I was just in this quote. I forgot what the context of the quote was, but like at the end it said in quotation marks, "This is why we pay attention." And it's like energy, it's a currency, and we essentially use it to exchange energy. And so we pay the attention that serves whatever we desire. So when somebody is just bringing about this negative energy in your space, I haven't even taken a bite. When somebody's bringing about this energy that does you a disservice in your space, you're the one that's giving it forth your attention and giving it the energy and leverage to dictate your mood. And so I want to go back to this quote. My grandmother always say she paid the cost to be her boss, which sometimes it's kind of like annoying, but she has all these different sayings. I'm sure like y'all grandparents, they always just have these same phrases that they speak on point and just live by. But you pay the cost to whatever attention you serve. That's what energy is prevalent. And yeah, you can just continue your day and make the most of your time and just be content within your space. I say it's always okay to feel these emotions because we're human, and And life would be boring if we was just always happy and content, and there wasn't a struggle, there wasn't labor involved for you to be grateful for this life, to be grateful for the experiences, the tribulations. There's always going to be tribulations. There's always going to be, uncertainty involved, where you have to really sit with what you want out of life, and have that knowing, like, this is what I want, and I'm going to do what it takes, to obtain and sustain whatever it is that I desire, and I shall not compromise my soul to do that. I shall not compromise how I perceive myself and how I want to show up in my reality, and how I want to show up in others, realities, and truly, be this unwavering force of love. Take a minute there. Savor this mango. You're a great human, man. Like, and if nobody hasn't told you already, you're doing the best that you can, and that's what matters, man. Like, that's truly what matters. Your effort. It serves as huge tokens for others who are inspired by you. I was gonna say who inspired to be you, but we want to be our own beings. We want to show up in our own unique ways, but to be inspired by you and others, you see your reflection in others. You mirror others, and that's why your energy speaks so loud. Your energy has so much volume, and is of high value, and you should view yourself as something of high and just divine value. Man. And knowing that value, it takes a while. It takes some delving into, the depths of yourself to see that divine essence, to feel it and embody it, truly. And to know that there were I just had to flick. Y'all saw that? I was talking, but I just got distracted by that fly who just attacked me. But yeah, man, know your value and stand firm within that. Don't let go of your values, because in the end, like, you do yourself a disservice. In the end, it's you constantly sabotaging your worth, sabotaging your value, and others valuing your energy, your integrity, and how you show up when there's no one around, and how you show up for others and serve others. That speaks like of high value. Just shooting words of affirmation and just pouring into others, like physical touch, caressing someone's shoulder, like massaging your friends' shoulders, like when they're tense, like just certain things that we can provide to close connections that involves intimacy, like friendships, like truly hold immense amounts of value in our lives, because they can be our most intimate, you know, they can be the most intimate connections that we have in our spaces. You know, a lot of us long for divine connections with others, but when you have those platonic friendships, and you can just let go, be free to express in all of yourself in these spaces, you know, with with these companions, and it's like you experience these spontaneous moments, you know. And so holding on to these relationships, you know, we have to show up for one another. I know communication sometimes is kind of bad, because we have so much going on in our lives personally, and, you know, in other aspects financially, trying to just sustain your life. Sometimes it can be a little rocky, you know, trying to have this neutral balance where you can maintain your personal life, and pour into yourself, and also create some time to pour into your significant other, and, you know, friendships, or, you know, just strong connections that you hold on to with your life, like initiating plans to go out, just creating time for each other. And I know a lot of the times it's like people like create time for, you know, friends and things, but it be a lot of the times we don't have the energy to extend to others, because we're not making sure that we're right, you know, emotionally. You know, our emotions be, you know, unregulated, and that kind of steer us off to, you know, maintaining this great communication where it's like you can be vulnerable, and you can express, you can flow, you know, cry if you need, you know, while venting, or, you know, it's having that emotional availability. And a lot of the times we can't have this availability because we give all of these other things outside of ourselves our time and energy and attention. And so it's like, man, you feel like you're falling off of a great relationship, friendship, and you're not creating that time to pour back into yourself so that you can show up in ways that you want. You know, you want to be a better human being. But even if you feel like you're not showing up in ways that you should, the effort, even just giving that little bit of energy, that little bit of time of the day to, you know, connect, reflect, it's always worth it. And even like rekindling, you know, relationships you broke off with, and, you know, separate ways, and somehow showing up in each other's lives again, it can kind of be a bit rocky, but keeping the humility and grace to allow there to be some coincidence, and you know, reconnecting. Which a lot of the times it's like you want to move on, but it's moments and times, it's periods in your life where sometimes you need a break, and you need to come back home to yourself, and figure things out so that you can show up in the world again. It's like being this ghost, and I can say this for myself, like at times it does feel like I'm a ghost, and I do be in my own world. I'm you know, focused on self. I'm pouring into self. I'm pouring into my creations, and, you know, around family where I can be content and fulfilled and grounded. But also at times it can kind of be a bit like some blockages can be created where it's like your social life it's not really active as much as you want it to be, and, you know, allowing there to be some openness where, you know, you're receptive to new connections, new experiences, or connecting connecting with past, relationships, rekindling past relationships. It can be, wonderful to, reconnect with someone who you haven't talked in years, or, years, and it's like you catch up, and you have these, uncomfortable conversations, and it's great, man. It's really great. Like communication. Communication is like a key component to sustaining like healthy connections, healthy relationships. In times I used to sabotage myself, and being in these friendships or relationships where it's like I'm keeping this open communication, this open heart. Like, I'm willing to face confrontation, but a lot of the times, like, that fear of getting into confrontation when it's like potentially going to be heated. And it's like that step back where like I can step out of feeling how I feel, and like try to make this other person be comfortable or content, but like in the end, like you neglect your own feelings and ways where you felt like you weren't being acknowledged, and you kind of shrink yourself down to keep this connection because you see the potential or this fantasy that you create in your mind. This is what you hold on to, and this is kind of illusions that you create in your mind, and it's like you're not seeing this person as they are and as they show up, but you see the potential or this desired potential in your mind, and it's kind of like you have this false sense of this person, but like having that discernment where you feel the energy and you feel these emotions, and you can show up gracefully with this communication where it's like, well, I'm kind of feeling this way, and I wanted to know if you were feeling the same way, or whether you felt the disconnect and wanted to talk about it, like bring about some clarity to how and whatever it is that I'm feeling and how we can resolve this or whatever. I know a lot of the times, like, it was me biting my tongue because I didn't want to project out of feeling the way that I feel, when my feelings were valid and so was the other partners. But graces needed to be extended for one another, like, so that we can communicate effectively, but like actively communicating through this connection where there's transparency, always there's receptivity and reciprocity, where we both have this evenly exchange, and there's constant reflection. And I feel like I'm always reflecting, regardless if I'm in a relationship, friendship, or family relations. I'm constantly reflecting. I'm constantly sitting with myself and listening to my internal dialogue, feeling how I feel, being aware of my thoughts, and alchemizing through these thoughts. But it's a lot of grace extended to myself, because sometimes I can be hard on myself if I feel like I'm not showing up in ways that I want to and desire. But when you don't have that energy being poured into yourself, and it can be hard to really truly give your all and be this genuine human and show up in your highest form for others. And yeah, I'm probably going to end this video right here. This mango is so good. If y'all haven't ate any like fruit or like something nutritional or like been outside absorbing some sun, you know, getting this good energy exchange in, be sure to do so. Like, it's very needed. We need our vital nutrients. We need our life. We need this life being poured inside of us, our temples. Receive this fruitful essence. Embody this fruitful essence and show up in all of yourself. I'm really loving this haircut though. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video right here. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Communicate with me. I do communicate back. And yeah, I love you all.